Everyone can hear me, and they can hear you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
Lies. You're not Mark. Don't you be lying on this show. That's my job. Why am the gently beautiful and moronic hack?
And I am your favorite VTuber, Jack.
And hopefully, Jack, you can actually take a look at the stream, so you can give your thoughts on our new look. Maybe hopefully you like it. I spend a good amount of an afternoon working on this thing.
Translates to 5 minutes.
I wish it was 5 minutes. Shoot. Now I see why artists have to get paid to do stuff like this, even though mine is very, very rudimentary.
I like it. Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you. He hates it. He's a liar because he hates it. But welcome, folks, to episode 179 of the HAC and JAC show, and we actually have a special big topic for this episode because both Jack and I, despite our desires to want to go to the movies together, our families had other plans. And so on separate occasions, Jack and I, with our respective families, went to go see the newest Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. I think Jack saw it about a week ago, and I saw it over the weekend. And that will be the main topic with this stream. So, and before we go, and of course, we will let you know when we start our general thoughts, what we think about the movie, and then go into deeper spoiler territory for those of you who want to hear us just talk about everything that has to do with that movie. But that will come soon enough. I do have something funny to share, Jack, in regards to what just a bizarre moment that happened. Well, not bizarre, but interesting. So, one day as I was driving home, Jack, and from my parents' place, of all things on the road, take a guess of what I saw right in front of me.
A wild moose.
No, not in this state. Not in this part of the country. No, what I saw was, of all things, a tour bus. A legit tour bus. A giant red tour bus. And I was able to quickly get the name, because this had the name of the band right on the outside of the bus. And of course, being in the neighborhood that it was driving away from, it is a Mexican band. Tell me, Jack, have you ever heard of a group called, I might butcher this, Los Cadetes de Linares?
Cadetes de Linares. Not gonna lie, it does sound familiar.
I never heard of them, but I saw that, and I saw also that I'm assuming is the leader of the band. The what's that fancy word? The leader of the band. Let's just go with that. I also saw his name. Yeah, and his name was I kid you not. Homero Guerrero de Cerro. 3 names. HGT. I saw them right in front of me, like in my car. I saw that bus, and I'm going, wait. And I look up the band. They have they have pretty popularity. Apparently, they're described as a norteño band, which means for folks who don't know that they are a Mexican band that originate from the northern part of the country of Mexico. And I haven't heard their music from the looks of it. I I think their kind of main, not gimmick, but their signature sound is that their leader, the gentleman named Homero Guerrero de Cero, he plays what is called the, and I could get this wrong, bajo sexto.
Okay.
Which, Jack, you translate for the fine folks what that means in English.
Bajo sexto. That just a raw translation would be a sixth bass or bass sixth.
Yes. Well, but in other words, it is a six string bass, or at least I think it is. It looks kind of like a 12-string guitar, which I think that's actually what that is. I believe.
Pretty sure it sounds like it.
Yeah. Which wait, what are the why in Spanish is a 12-string guitar a bajo sexto? I don't get it. Anyways, I think I just realized it because I remember I've seen other like mariachi players play it, and they literally are playing like the bass line of their songs with that instrument. They're not like doing any chords or strumming like a guitar. Literally treating it like a bass. Funny. But anyways, I just saw that. I just thought it was just pretty unique. We could copyright our channel and play one of their music. You want to go through that, Jack?
Mm.
Want to get a copyright strike just to hear their music? I can't. Apparently,
maybe later.
Yeah, apparently they've been around since 1960.
Damn.
At least apparently. I don't know if like they have like a revolving door of musicians, because that's usually how it is. Very rarely is like the band ever the same all throughout their time. Let's see. I was looking at a Wikipedia stuff of them. Apparently, they appeared in a lot of classic Mexican movies. They appeared in a lot of syndicated TV shows in Mexico and the U.S. Probably the Univision and Telemundo type of stuff. And it said, and according to Wikipedia, this says that they are famous for their songs about social causes, criminals, or heroes in the northern parts of Mexico. So from that, I'm guessing this isn't the music you dance with your wife with. I assume.
Gotcha.
and of course, we just mean your wife, right? None of us are trying to dance with random girls we don't know, right, Jack?
Totally. I don't even know how to dance.
Oh, you need to. I say we both of us need to learn. It's a useful skill. You know, I bet Johnny could teach us. But only if we pay him enough.
I don't know. I feel like Johnny doesn't know how to dance.
No, he does.
I gotta ask him.
He does. He just doesn't. He just doesn't like to do it. But of course, I could be wrong. And then he's gonna appear on the chat and call me a gringo and whatever boring insult he can come up with. That's just how he is. But anyways, so yeah, that was really the interesting thing. I didn't get to see eclipse. Jack didn't get to see an eclipse because over here in our part of Texas, it is cloudy and rainy, and so we could have seen it. We could have. But God said not today. This part of the country doesn't get to see it. Instead, you get rain.
Even then, I'm kind of scared to go out there. The direction I have to drive would be directly staring at the sun. And I'm not going to be able to drive like that.
Oh. Oh, you're kind of lucky that you don't have to wear... Oh, wait, that'd be funny, because you have to wear your glasses and then the special glasses on top of it just to drive.
And with those special glasses, you literally can't see anything.
Well, that's what they say. Jesus, take the wheel. So there you go. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to spread the word that our channel is live. How poor of me. How can I be a real internet person?
How poor of you.
Yeah, how poor of me.
How poor person of you to do so.
Exactly. Even the poor people know update their socials every day. I mean, am I wrong? Or- but no, I do need to quickly share that we are live to folks outside of our audience. And while I'm doing that, Jack, if you have tell us anything that's of interest has happened since the last episode.
Actually, let me see. Let me double check something real quick while that's happening because I'm half sure that I can do a specific thing.
Oh, I can't wait for him to do this thing. Jack loves a lot of things.
Where is my? There it is. Oh wait, that's not it. That's not the email. There's the email. I can. All right. So I had to make sure, but as y'all know, I was able to play a game called Biomorph because of the great company Vicarious PR. They were able to give me a key for Biomorph, and with that key, I was able to play it until the third boss. 5 days ago, the embargo has been lifted, meaning I can now freely play the game. And I think actually the game is out now. So if I'm correct, the game is actually out now. I know some of y'all in the YouTube side and some people were also on Twitch watching me play that game. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But I will be continuing on with my gameplay of Biomorph. It'll be a lot of fun, that's for sure. I was actually having a lot of fun with the game. So the first 3 bosses were kind of like simple in what they did, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I was able to play this game and get the opportunity to try it out. I hope to have more opportunities like this to be able to try out other games. Because I don't know, Jack, I'm talking to myself in third person.
Yes, keep doing that. People love it when people do that.
I don't know about you, Hack, but the game is a Metroidvania.
But a pure Metroidvania or is it one of those what's the word I'm looking for? Pure Metroidvania or one of those roguelites?
No, it's pure Metroidvania.
Ah, I see. Well, I still need to finish my other Metroidvania-like games, so I'll try to keep that in mind.
It is a pretty interesting concept because you do take up the forms of the enemies that you defeat, and they help you with certain ways to be able to interact with the area. Of course, you can also keep up to 3 special forms with you. That way you don't have to rely on the environment you're around to be able to transform into them. So, and depending on which ones you have and which environments, it might be able to help you out unlock some secret areas.
Ah, I see. Also, I see Johnny doing a rock reference with the millions and millions of the Jax fans. And you know what? Just for you, Johnny. Unfortunately, Jack, you won't hear it, but this is for you, Johnny.
Know your role and shut your mouth because the people's champ is ready to talk.
That to me. I can't be able to hear it.
It's alright. Only Johnny needs to hear it. But
you know what? Just for that, you're getting the frying pan.
Ow! I need that for work. All right, but can you remind me again? Remind me what was the game again? Because I know it's not called Exoprimal. I don't know why Exoprimal's in my head.
Biomorph.
I think they could have come with a slightly better name because I can confuse it with Biomutant.
I have never heard about Biomutant.
You know what? I'm not surprised. That's why the game didn't do so well. Despite looking pretty interesting. at the very least.
And that's why it's the name. It has the name that it has now.
You know what? Then let me go to my Steam and do that. While I'm doing that on my Steam in the background, I want to go kind of on a little mini rant, just small one. Because all of yesterday, all over X, the site formerly known as Twitter, I seen a lot of people kind of complain of like, look at Capcom, they don't do nothing with Mega Man. They just make him a skin in another game, right? Hearing all those complaints, and you know, I will be truthful. I'm not the most diehard like Mega Man stan. You know, I don't roll like that, mostly because you know, I enjoy other games aside from Mega Man. But I love me some Mega Man. I've beaten 2 Mega Man games within the past 6 months. I like Mega Man and all his forms and incarnations. But I'm also but I am also realistic in that aside from that, apart from that initial first series in which we had a smaller gaming industry, and so Mega Man had a better way to get was a better way to get popular, and of course it was on a popular system with the Nintendo Entertainment System and all of that, and eventually with the Mega Man X games. This is all to say, and I just added Biomore to my wish list. This is all to say that people kind of need to understand that Mega Man, the character, is popular, but his games historically have never been a big money maker for Capcom. Never. Maybe Mega Man 2 and 3 were like the big blockbusters, if you want to put it that way, of their time. But other than that, Mega Man has always been kind of been treated as like, oh, is a fun character Capcom likes to keep around and do stuff with from time to time. And over the years, as they experimented with him, from putting Mega Man and using, like, did a lot of things in Mega Man, especially in the early 2000s and late 2000s, with the Battle Network games, the Star Force games, with the X Command mission, where it was like a Mega Man style strategy game for consoles, and as well as a little bit of platformers, but not so much because that type of genre died out, unfortunately, by that point, at least in terms of popularity. And so I see here all these people criticizing Capcom for treating Mega Man essentially like a mascot, which he is. And all I can think to myself is, where the hell were you guys with Mega Man 11? He did get a new game, albeit it was some time now since Mega Man 11, but Mega Man 11 exists, and it was a mid-budget game. It was for all consoles. It was like $30 to get at launch. And guess what? The game did okay. It was serviceable. There's nothing wrong with the game. It's not like a Mighty Number 9 situation where like, oh, it's trash, or the game's unfinished or unpolished. No, it's a well-made, polished Mega Man game with some new mechanics. Where were these people when that game came out? Or if Capcom does not support Mega Man, if Capcom didn't really support Mega Man, how come we don't just have the collection of the classic games we have, in which Mega Man 1 through 10 you can play on any PC or console. You can do the same thing with all the Mega Man X games, even the bad ones, on PC or any console. And they just recently did that with the Battle Network games on PC or console. So tell me, Jack, is that not showing support, or should Capcom continue to put money into a series that has diehard fans, but is not really popular anymore? It's no Resident Evil, it's no Monster Hunter, it's heck, not even Street Fighter, to please these people that will shout on the internet all day about how they want more Mega Man, but when they do get you Mega Man, man, sorry man, I missed the news. My bad. I'll get it. I'll get you next time. Oh, it just it bugs me. It bugs me because I wish people would just be honest. Like, just be honest. Like, hey, look, you can like a character and all of that, and also, not everything needs to continue. Okay, not everything needs to continue. Because that's kind of the funny thing. You ever notice, Jack, of how people would on one hand say we want new things, but we want to keep having more things of the same thing.
True.
So it's like, pick a lane. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as I am concerned, we've had 11 mainline Mega Man games. I think 7 or 8 Mega Man X games. Plenty of Mega Man RPGs that range from good to really good. And all of them are available. Oh, I forgot, Jack. If you want to actually experience like the most polished and highest best design Mega Man games, I just remembered the Zero collection exists, so you can play the Zero games.
Oh.
So again, what do you mean Capcom doesn't support Mega Man? They're giving you all the best stuff and even some infamous stuff, and people are like, no, it's not enough. You want a new game. You got a new game a few years ago. And heck, and the most of the games that we're releasing that in all these collections, guess what? They're no longer stuck on their systems. You don't have to get a Nintendo DS. You don't have to get a Game Boy. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
You really went off there.
It's I rant because I really enjoyed Mega Man and all his things, and it just kind of, I just wish nerds and geeks can understand that there is a time for things to continue, and there also a time for things to end, or just to let it be what it is, or just let it retire. Can't, if you want things to end, then we had to let things end. But anyways, I'm that's enough. Hello, Miss Saren. And I feel more bad for Johnny though.
Hey, Miss Saren.
You're a Legacy of Kain fan, Johnny? Oof. You know what? Hold on. I got another sound clip for you, Johnny. Sorry, Jack. You won't be able to hear this one.
It seems like you have a little problem understanding the English language.
Oh, wrong one. No, Johnny knows the English language perfectly. My bad, Johnny. That's The Rock said that, not me. Maybe, hold on. I think it's this one.
Penis in your anus?
Yeah, that'll do. Rock said penis in your anus. That will do. All right. That's enough. That's enough ranting and raving. Are you ready, Jack, to use a wrestling term, for the main event?
I am ready.
Oh, and while we're getting our minds ready for the main thing, Johnny, very quickly, what's your 2 cents on the recent WrestleMania, if you have seen it? I've seen a lot of, the only thing that I noticed, because I would notice, was that Knuckles made an appearance at this year's WrestleMania. He did, Jack. He did. You should have seen it. Jack is very quiet. Johnny,
I am waiting.
Waiting for what?
Oh, I thought Johnny was going to say something.
Oh. No, he did. He said that this year's WrestleMania was near perfect, which, you know what? That's actually a high, coming from him, that is very high praise. Well, I'm glad you got to have a near perfect WrestleMania this year. That doesn't come all the time. All right.
I still have the oh my god, what the hell? Where did they come from?
It came from your anus.
Sorry, I just noticed a bunch of my my cities are being
Oh,
damaged.
you're playing. Also, you're playing that game right now.
Yeah.
Look at Jack being a woman with his multitasking. But anyways, while Jack is trying to save his city, we're gonna talk about a movie that absolutely destroyed city.
This city.
You failed this city. I'm gonna put some. Unfortunately, Jack, you won't hear it, but it's not important. I'm gonna put some background music because right now, folks, we're gonna talk about the recent Godzilla Cross Kong, the New Empire. And if you hear the music, and for those who hear the music right now, just playing some little music from one of my favorite childhood games, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. But it's a bit loud, so I'm about to actually turn it down. It's a little too loud. All right. So Jack and I, so as he talked about in the beginning, reiterate, both of us, we were planning to watch it together, but due to our respective families having their own plans, Jack ended up seeing with his family and me with mine. And so now both of us have seen the movie. I think Jack was the first one. He saw it about a week earlier, and I just recently saw it. I recently seen it over this past weekend, and so we're going to talk about it. But first, we're going to do just general thoughts, because we don't. For anyone who will be interested in, for anyone interested in seeing this movie and just want to know if it's good or not, and then we'll go more into kind of a little bit of spoiler territory, or at least talk more in depth about what we love, what we didn't love about the film. So Jack, in the form of a haiku, tell me your general thoughts of Godzilla X Kong.
Let's see. Godzilla was great.
Godzilla was great. Yep.
Hmm.
7 syllables.
I know.
He and Kong whooped their asses.
Kong was very, and you know what? Sure, let's go with that. Little monkey good.
Little monkey good. Yeah, there we go. There's a haiku review.
There we go.
All right. In all seriousness, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead and explain your general thoughts of the film and your experience.
Okay, so I actually had a lot of fun with that movie. I came in expecting monster fights, came out seeing monster fights, so it was all good.
And
by the way, are we gonna do a spoiler warning or no?
We will. I'll let the audience know.
Okay, so I guess to go a little bit more detailed. Oh, of course they did. Sorry, they just took my city.
The Goths, they always do that.
The Brazilians took my city. The Brazilians took my city.
Not the Brazilians.
Johnny, why'd you take my city? You know what? I'm taking 3 of your cities, Johnny.
Mandatory football education. As far as my general thoughts of the film, is very much similar to Jack's. I came in wanting a big old slobber knocker of monsters, and what I got was that, but also I also came out with it with some genuine impressiveness when it came to how the film chose to how the film chose to display Kong's side of the story. And this is really a spoiler. If you go see the movie, you're gonna have your human characters that a few of them carry over. Actually, not a few, like 3 of them carry over from the last Godzilla versus Kong movie, with a few new characters. And they are mostly just there to provide exposition and be some comedic relief. That's really it. Except for one character who is more of a plot device because she does important things. So, pretty bare bones, but an improvement over the last film. Not annoying characters. That was one of my gripes at Godzilla vs. Kong, especially when it came to the Godzilla, or technically the Mecha Godzilla storyline from that last movie. I was very annoyed with the kid characters in that movie, and with the podcast guy. And with this one, the podcast guy came back. The kids didn't come back, which I'm glad. So none of that. The podcast guy, he was less annoying. So he was, at least for me, tolerable. But the one thing when I mentioned about things being impressive was that, maybe it's not a big deal. It could be not a big deal, but I do appreciate the fact that there is a good portion of the movie where we do follow Kong and his story. And, there's no humans there to narrate or to explain what he's feeling or what he is going through, at least not at that moment. They obviously do provide some information that you can't just convey from visuals. But I do like that we get to see Kong's side of the story with him just through his mannerisms, his facial expressions, and the actions he does. So, if anything, more than Godzilla, Kong does get to... Actually, with this movie and the last one, Kong gets to actually feel like a character rather than a big spectacle. Kong has his own motivations. He has his own desires that correlate to the plot of the film. While Godzilla, honestly, I will say this: it is kind of a little bit spoiler. So hopefully, Jay, you can pick up what I'm dropping. Mm-hmm. Do you find it kind of odd that in this monster verse that they set up, that Godzilla went from just this raving monster to an actual protector of the planet?
It was strange, especially when they brought up the whole
the prophecy.
Yeah, the prophecy.
The prophecy. Oh my God, that's right. It's real life. There is a prophecy in the movie.
Yeah, there
is. Do you know the prophecy? I love that word though. I can never say the word prophecy without being extra intense. Oh, Johnny wants to know. The
prophecy is true.
Johnny wants to know, does Kong have a romantic subplot? No. He does not. There's no Mrs. Kong. But who knows? Maybe that might be in the next one. Who knows? At least he's not trying to steal another white girl. But sorry. And in terms of the action, I will also give praise to the film that, because we mostly focus on the Hollow Earth setting and focus on the monsters a lot, you don't get that type of situation where you can tell when things are obviously CGI or stuff like that, because everything is CGI, like every single thing, and you know what? It's as expensive as it looks, and it looks great. It sounds great. It's probably not up there with the Avatar movies, but it's pretty damn close for how well everything looks together. And there's only a few times I saw where they kind of cheated a bit. And I don't know if you noticed this, Jack. You ever notice there's in certain scenes with the humans as they're talking, you notice that the background will get a little blurry. and a little
Yeah.
warped.
Yeah.
Obviously trying to like, all right, look, let's not distract the audience with maybe not the best special effects. So put some at a blur filter and all of that. I want to spoil this, or the most egregious. Okay, Jack, would you know what I'm talking about if I say the most egregious shot in the movie? It's pretty.
No.
It's pretty early on.
Which one?
Okay, so this is the beginning of the movie, so nothing's really spoiled. So this is the moment where the young native girl, she's talking with the adoptive mom scientist, and they're talking in their sign language because she's mute. And then after they finish their conversation, they go into their car, right? Jack, did you notice that for some reason the movie decided to, when they're going to the car, it cut straight to a full shot of their new 2024 Volkswagen?
Oh yeah, it did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in early in the film, there is a very obvious product placement camera shot of a freaking Volkswagen SUV. It's only there for a split second, but the funniest part is that if you pause that frame when you see it, it's literally shot like it came out of a commercial for a Volkswagen. You know how like you see those car commercials and they had the camera right on the vehicle, but kind of like at an angle so you can see its sides and curves and all that.
Yeah, I remember it.
It was shot exactly like that in the monster movie. Oh my god, I could laugh when I saw it. I was like, man, that is. The good part is it's for a brief second, and then after that, you don't get any more product placement. So I'm assuming they just had to like, all right, we have to put this there because we're we're obligated to, and then we'll just move on. But I just find that so hilarious that they did that. Oh man.
I mean, I was even like looking at it like, they put that like really up front.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, so you yourself, Jack, can go out and buy a 2025 Volkswagen Jetta with 0% APR financing, no money down. Johnny says, only seen clips. I gotta know what contrived way they found to give Kong that Iron Man arm piece. So I would say this: there is, or ask why would I want a Jetta? Personally, I wouldn't want any Volkswagen vehicle. I don't want to deal with European cars. They have too many proprietary nonsense. Plus, the European.
That too.
Yeah, I wouldn't even get American cars. Just give me a nice Japanese vehicle, maybe Korean, maybe. Anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, to answer Johnny's question, so I would say this: if there is any criticism that you can give the movie, and maybe Jack, you might agree with this, there is a lot of moments where characters or important things about the plot, where characters say, "Oh, I know we can solve this." Like how? Oh, it just so happened. There's a lot of "it just so happened" moments in this movie.
Yeah.
And the "it just so happened" involves with the new the Kong gauntlet that he has. Now the situation of how he gets it at least makes, from the movie's narrative, it makes sense. They didn't just upgrade him for the sake of upgrading him. There is a reason why he got that, and it's pretty cool. I also want to talk about the antagonist, because there actually is a proper antagonist in this movie. Jack, what are your thoughts on the Scar King?
I mean, I I liked him. Yeah, I liked him. He was a pretty cool character.
Honestly, I love his design. I love that the literal, ladies and gentlemen, the literal evil monkey. Yes, I know he's an ape, but evil monkey sounds funnier. The literal evil monkey is an orangutan. It's a giant orangutan, and I love that because orangutans are awful creatures. Awful creatures. And I love the fact that in a literal and also metaphorical sort of way, that this creature literally lives in hell and subjugates all the giant apes that still exist. I love that. I absolutely love it. It's so on the nose with the symbolism and showing how evil he is that to me it's enduring. Like, this is a monster movie. You don't have to be subtle. It's like see that orangutan with the spine of a monster as a sash and use it as a whip. He's the bad guy.
I swear that whip is amazing. I love it. It looks so cool.
Oh yeah, and especially he's got those long limbs that he does. I love the fact. Keep in mind, those monsters, they don't have a really dialogue. They just grunt and growl and all that. But the filmmakers, they do such a great job with body language and expressing their faces that even without any spoken word, you immediately get as an audience what type of personality these monster has. You know, Kong, as much as kind of gruff he is, he still has some kind of there is an inherent nobility to him, or something where he is of a learned being, and that was kind of obvious to me. Maybe you noticed this, Jack. There is one of that little monkey. He's for all intents and purposes his Diddy Kong to his Donkey Kong.
No, I was just gonna call him Kong Jr.
We call him Kong Jr. I like Diddy Kong, but we call him that. You notice how when Kong was following him because he wanted to find the other apes, did you notice that as Kong was following him, he didn't get on all fours to follow him like the small ape did?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, but I love that detail where Kong is kind of evolved in a way where he naturally, unless he has to like run or leap or something, he will naturally stand and have his back straight and not act like an ape at all, or at least in terms of posture and everything. He still is a giant ape at the end of the day, but just little stuff like that I very much appreciate. Johnny says Kong will invent the wheel in the next film. I mean, it's possible. He literally no. You know, it's not really a spoiler. In this movie, Kong literally invents booby traps.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like, he literally invented these giant-sized booby traps, mostly so he can have his lunch. So it will not be improbable if the next movie, the next stage of Kong's evolution, he invents a car.
You know, it's gonna be like the Flintstones where he's just like
he uses his
feet to propel himself.
Oh, that's great. Oh, Johnny shared the chips are scary in his opinion. Oh yeah, no, yeah, chips are definitely scary. Are very scary creatures. Now we talk all this about Kong is because really, Kong is the real main character of this film. Godzilla, I'm not gonna say he's just there, but every time up until the climax, every time he's on screen, you know what it is, Jack? I got the perfect analogy. You know what Godzilla is in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
He is the literal embodiment of Dragon Ball Z pacing, where most of this movie you see Godzilla in the beginning. He goes into one fight that he easily wins, and then for the rest of the movie, he's either sleeping or literally just literally charging for the next fight. He's literally charging and getting a new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real though.
Like Godzilla in this movie, Godzilla is Goku in the Namek Saga. That's what he is in this movie. He's mostly out of the action. He's either sleeping or he's powering up, and we really don't get to see any actual Godzilla action until like the third act of the movie. That's one minor complaint of mine, that, you know, especially since his name is first in the title, I would have loved Godzilla to have been more active than what he really was. At the same time, I do appreciate all the character growth they given to Kong, but as a downside, Godzilla just really not giving much. He's not really given much to do in this movie. So if there's one, so that meaning that compared to the last one, in terms of monster fights, I think there's actually less in this one than compared to Godzilla versus Kong. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of the toss-up. You do get a little bit less fights in the last movie, but you get a more cohesive story. So, you know, it's just a trade-off. If you really just want a monster brawl, then, you know, there's other Godzilla movies, or the last one can fulfill that. This one, you still get it, but it's very much an focus on the adventure more than the action. I've been talking a lot. Jack, sure. You have any thoughts you want to share in regards to the film?
So for me, I don't get okay, it's always been like the whole thing with critics. Like, what is wrong with these critics? Why are they so
against fun?
Yeah, against fun. Like literally, a lot of let me look right now. Let me look right now at Rotten Tomatoes.
Such a reputable site, I said sarcastically.
54 from critics. 54 from critics.
Yeah, let me add. I'll show it to the people. The
people must know.
The people. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at here. It is. Yep, it is certified rotten on Rotten Tomatoes here, folks, and we'll show it to you. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. So, yeah, 54% of the critics, but 92% audience. Let's see. Let me see. So what the says is, come to Godzilla X Kong, the new empire, for the sheer monster matching spectacle, and stay for that too, because the movie doesn't have much else to offer. As if that's a bad thing.
I know, right?
It's like the movie is like, what is the movie? The literal title of is the literal title. This is the movie. This is all you need. But I would say it is kind of like I said, there is a lot more going on with Kong as a character, and I do like at the end of the movie, Jack, maybe if you made this connection, because he has God, good lord, I just realized in this movie, Kong went through a hero's journey. He literally went through a hero's journey.
Yeah, he did.
And by the end, you know, not to spoil this part because we're not doing spoilers, but you realize the implication of what happened of the ending of the film.
The ending of the film?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he becomes king.
Exactly. He becomes what?
King Kong.
Yeah.
I was even thinking to myself, like softly said it to myself, King Kong.
I thought the same thing too. Return of the king. Oh man, let's see. What do these critics say? Let's see. What are these? ones that didn't like it. They said Godzilla and King Kong used to have a beef. Now that they've kissed and made up, there's no real meat in this generic big creature smackdown. Generic, and I wouldn't say that they've kissed. Not literally. You know, they're kind of,
Yeah.
I wouldn't call I wouldn't call it that. In fact, you know, if there wasn't, I won't spoil it yet. If it wasn't for another part of the movie that was revealed later on, if not for that, I don't think Godzilla and Kong would have actually gotten along. But for more positives, let's see, what does Keith Garlington say? Says fans will relish the massive destruction-driven battles, the film's playful self-awareness. Is it self-aware? Yeah, a little bit. Mostly with the human characters. And the classic monster movie feel is pure popcorn entertainment and throwback escapism. So yeah, here's the deal. If you want something deep, meaningful about the human nature, watch something else.
Human nature.
Maybe watch Godzilla -1 or the original Godzilla, or heck, even Godzilla versus the Destroyer. If you want some of that. But if you're if you're not an idiot and can actually have some fun, this is a good time. Well worth the money, especially if you have access to like the fancy cinema theaters and you can afford it. Is well worth it. So yeah. We can go into spoiler territory if there's anything you want to spoil, Jack. Anything that's on your mind. So full spoilers from here on in to warn the audience. If you don't want to hear it, you could probably come back after. We'll give it 10 minutes. Then you can come back.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just wait a bit. Yeah. Again. Yep. Spoilers. Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah. What's it? 10 minutes. So for people watching this post the live stream, you skip 10 minutes ahead, and then that's for the end of the spoilers. So.
Well, actually, don't even promise that because we might go on a rant about certain things.
No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'll put myself and you on a leash. All right, spoiler talk in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, first of all, what are your thoughts about the weapons? Because I loved the weapons, especially the fact that it was literally a hero's journey, because the first weapon that we see was, of course, Kong's axe that was made out of Godzilla's scale.
That's right. I do love the Scar King's whip weapon. I love the way that he used it, and the fact it was also in much similar vein to Godzilla. He used that the scale of the other Titan creature. I think it was called the Shinra, to control it. And so in a way, when you kind of think about it, it's like you could kind of view it as like the opposite relationship between Kong and Godzilla, where, you know, they don't like each other, but they're willing to work together for a greater good. While the Scar King and Shinra, you know, Shinra's subjugated to the Scar King, and he's pretty much been, I think Shinra's a female Titan. He's pretty much been abusing her for like for centuries now, which makes it all the most satisfying when she finally turned on him. Yes. Blasting him.
Yes, that was amazing.
Yes.
You can see like the gears turning in her head, going like, I'm free, and just immediately going after the Scar King.
Yeah, this is like, you son of a bitch, this is what you did to me. Making me do those awful things. And also of course that last shot, in order to play off the kingly vibe, with King Kong literally riding Shinra like a horse.
I know.
And the best part, but with the gauntlet and the axe, is like, oh my god, it's so on the nose, it's amazing. And
I just love it. And I also love the designs for. I don't know if they're like regular kaijus from other franchises other than Godzilla and Kong, but
no, they're original for this movie. None. I thought one of them might have been, which would have been like that sea serpent Godzilla fought in the Arctic, but no, that wasn't an old Godzilla creature. So all the ones you see in the film, aside from the obvious third one, which I can now mention, aside from Mothra, all the other monsters are like original.
I do like the fact I love that fight with Tiamat. By the way, that was the monster's name, Tiamat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Second of all, why was it called Tiamat? Why not Leviathan?
I don't know.
Because it makes more sense. It makes more sense for it to be Tiamat.
I think one of its
Leviathan.
I think one of its other name was Titanosaur.
Maybe.
I think something like that. But I don't. I mean, they just named the things. I do love that Mothra came back because, for the people who are not Godzilla fans, Mothra's just as important to the Godzilla lore as the G-Man himself. So it's nice for Mothra to come in, especially in the way how she was summoned. I would have liked it if maybe there was like another native girl to do it, because then it will be like the twin fairies, like in the original movies.
Oh, I see.
But the one girl is enough. It gets the idea across.
Yeah.
And I do love how it's kind of revealed later on, where that film that was protecting that tribe in the Hollow Earth was literally just the silk from Mothra's that Mothra spews out. I do actually like that detail, that's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a giggle when she made her iconic noise, which I cannot replicate.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that. Sounds like, I think that's that's the best I can do it. I do very much enjoy that little like, yay, they did the thing.
They did it. They did the thing.
They did the thing. And also the final fight. I think I do love the fact that because you spend so much time in Hollow Earth, you get so used to that environment that you almost forget how big these monsters are. And then near the end of the movie, when they end up in Rio de Janeiro, when they end up destroying Johnny's favorite beach, his favorite beach town, then you get reminded like, oh yeah, these creatures are huge. At least I got that. Because with Kong spending more time with the other apes, you kind of forget his size and everything. It's not until either humans are part of the scene, or we go back to the surface world, they're like, oh yeah, these are like enormous creatures.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would say this, and also this was a much better climax than in Godzilla versus Kong. Most due to the fact that it's a bigger spectacle with having 4 monsters fighting all at once, and then before the Rio de Janeiro fight, they were fighting in Hollow Earth with 0 gravity, which I thought that was pretty unique.
It was a pretty good fight. I love these fights overall.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's one of those things where like, for the Japanese Godzilla movies, it's kind of a shame because they probably may have to do just the more serious and the more serious Godzilla movies, because there's no way they're gonna be able to match these recent just more actiony fun Godzilla movies. But they could, but doesn't mean they can't try. I would love to see how much over the top, which they have done before. Especially with Godzilla Final Wars, when you had literal alien invasions and kung fu and monsters fighting all in one movie.
Yeah.
So the Japanese still take the cake us over the top. But any more spoilers? Anything to share? Uh, just for the sake of it, the humans again, they're fine. I I remember them as much as I need to for the movie, and after the movie was over, I don't remember their names anymore. Except for maybe the Australian guy, Trapper.
Oh yeah, Trapper. He's I like him.
Yes, he's a veterinarian.
Yeah, until he explains what type of veterinarian, and then you're like, oh.
Oh, he gets paid the big bucks, mate. That's a terrible Australian accent. But yeah, anything. We got about 2 more minutes, Jack. Anything else you want to in terms of spoilers you need to share before we end this section?
I love the little freaking combo that they did when they were like already beating him, the Scar King.
I wish there was more, but yes, I did like that. I was hoping
the way the way Kong just like grabbed him, chucked him at chucked him at Godzilla, then Godzilla chucked him all the way back to Kong.
or the fact that or when Godzilla and Kong finally reunite at the third act of the movie, you know, Godzilla immediately starts to fight, and then he literally power drives Kong in the pyramids. Oh my god, that was amazing! He literally power drives Kong in Egypt. That was amazing. I was like, yes, Godzilla remembered his wrestling roots. Oh my god. And I love how at Austin that fight, Kong, he was trying to reason, but then he went F it. He just started beating up on Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's when Mothra came in and is like, boys, stop fighting. Boys. Like a big sister or mother, she came in and be like, stop it. Bat. Stop fighting. Alright. That is... Alright, and that ends the spoiler section for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Overall, both Jack and I, we love this. We love the movie. It's fun. It's silly. It's over the top. You know, and if you want that type of high spectacle with, at the very least, a cohesive story with characters that don't annoy you, don't annoy you. At least they didn't annoy me. And a fun hero's journey for your characters, then, you know, go out and see it. Or if you're one of those people, it's worth wait, or you can wait for it to be on streaming. You can watch it there. Either way, if you're gonna go out and see it, I recommend, if you have the means and the finances, go all out, get like the fancy cinema tickets, the IMAX and all of that, so you can like feel the vibrations in your seat. The only thing I think more would be like one of those 4D experiences. Good thing is I didn't watch the movie in 3D. Not that it was an option, but still, I'm glad.
Imagine you can smell the breath.
you can smell the wet fur off of Kong and his various. Oh, it's weird. He does like 2 shower scenes in that movie.
You can smell the tooth cavity. Now that sounds nasty.
All right. With that, let's see. So with that section over. What?
Johnny says, will a 4D Godzilla film give you radiation poisoning?
Yes.
If it doesn't, then I will give that movie a 1 out of 5 stars.
No. If you go see that movie, you have to wear those radiation vests that you get at the dentist.
They moved the elephant foot that's from Chernobyl into the theater, and they just like, all right, here, you can watch the movie now.
Oh, by the way, this is I just remembered, because this happened either yesterday or today, but officially now, the Wii U and 3DS are now have stopped being supported by Nintendo in terms of their online services. like a few years ago, you could no longer buy stuff from the eShops, and now as of today, you can no longer play online games on the Wii U or the 3DS. So,
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. They had a good run, and I'm pretty sure all those people who are Splatoon 1 till this day, they're gonna leave with some memories. And as for me, I kind of moved on, so I don't really care anymore. I mean, I didn't really play a lot of online games with those causes, but in particular, mostly because there just wasn't that many options. But I don't like the revisionism I'm seeing on X, where people like, man, the Wii U wasn't that bad or stuff like that. And I'm going, hold up. I lived through that. I own both consoles. And yes, there were some great games that came out for both of those systems. But yeah, it was a desert of how long you had to wait for games to appear in those systems. And the fact that the fact that both consoles had to get like price decreases or kind of or had to get like bundles in early with a lot of the big games very early on in our console life cycles says a lot. I mean, people forget, but literally 6 or 9 months after the original 3DS came out, Nintendo literally slashed the price off that console, and as a apology to the people who bought it on day one, had to gave away like 9 games to those customers.
Dang.
I know because I was one of them. I was part of the ambassador program, and it was neat because I got to play some Game Boy Advance games I never got to play back then. That's one particular being Metroid Fusions, which I finally beat.
Ooh.
So that was neat. And as far as the Wii U, God, its loading times are dreadful, Jack. It is dreadful. How long it takes for that system to boot up. And then you're like, why does it take so long? And then you realize, oh yeah, because here's the thing. You know, have you ever heard of people complain how simple the UI is on Switch?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a reason. Cause you ever seen the UI, the UI for the Wii U?
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, so imagine to boot up your console, and you can't just boot up all the your games, your option menus, none of that. No, you can't just do that. No, you gotta boot those up. Then you gotta boot up this online mode that's always active to show what everyone in the world connected to the Nintendo network is playing, so that you can be like, so that you can have that social aspect of like, here's the games everyone's playing right now. Here's what's popular. The only thing I would say that Wii U UI had over Switch was that it took Nintendo a lot faster to add folders than they did for the Switch, and even the folder things for the Switch isn't that it's not. It's not that obvious. It's they buried it in too many menus on the Switch console. But on the Wii U, man, it was easy to organize stuff. And if you're one of those people who love to organize things, you know who you are. You like to organize your bookshelves in one way, then the next way, the next time. And the Wii U was great for that. If you have a lot of games, you could just spend minutes just going boop, 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 boop. But the 3DS, I actually did like the way the UI in that system, mostly because it was very versatile. You could you could expand it so you can show all the different options all at once in one screen, or you can or you can increase it so that it kind of has like you can scroll through whichever would you prefer. You can make folders. You can have themes, which that was neat. I remember for my 3DS, the themes I would rotate with would be a Metroid theme, a Metal Gear Solid 3 theme, and my personal favorite, a Dreamcast theme, which was awesome because when you boot up the game, when you boot up the system, it will literally play the actual Dreamcast sound effect whenever you turn that console on. It was neat. So, anyways, yeah. Rest in peace to those systems. They will for my generation, they serve their purpose, but now, hey, at least they are gonna be missed more than the Vita.
Yeah, I also heard that the Xbox 360 servers are going to go down too.
Honestly, that's kind of impressive that they were still on after all this time.
True.
That's kind of impressive. I'll be honest, but things can't last forever. They gotta come to an end at some point. So it's just a matter of time, because then eventually then our generation of consoles, their servers are going to be shut down. Heck, Steam will one day shut down, and that's gonna be interesting when that happens. It's gonna be very interesting whenever that day comes.
For real.
It probably won't happen for quite a long time, but it's articles and probably lawsuits are gonna be written.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's really all of the big game news. Oh, I see, guys. Like the RE4 suitcase. Yeah, just like what was that? What's the suitcase actually called in RE4? What's it called again? The cache
case.
The cache case. I like to call it cache case.
Oh, aren't you fancy? I'm sorry. That was a little bit extra. That was a little extra.
Also, hold on. Dang it. I'm on X, and yeah, I'll show the audience this, but I'm looking at an image. They took a King Kong and the little ape. They put a DK tie on Kong and the hat on the little Nintendo cap. Oh, I just want to show the audience this. It's just funny because it's true. It's true. I'll retweet it so you can take a look at it, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see the finally Donkey Kong Country in Unreal Engine 5. And it's just the Kong movie. I saw the text. Oh, I just reminded. So lately I've been kind of practicing my drawing skills, and and I kind of put a stop on trying to like draw full people and characters, and decided to go back to the basics, like real basics. So, because I finally, after just collecting dust in my bookshelf, I finally whipped out my How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. Which is actually a really neat book that gives you some legitimate advice of how to draw in that style. It is an older book, so they show you how to draw kind of like comic characters from that era, so like the 70s and 80s. But still, it gives you those fundamentals. And so I was like, all right, let me practice just drawing with basic shapes. And so, I would draw a cup and then add some shade and shadows to it so that it can look, it looks like it has depth. I draw a cube. It's just basic stuff. Nothing really exciting, but stuff that you need to do. And now I've gotten kind of confident with my shading and with adding depth to an object. So now I am stepping up and trying to draw a head. like a person's head. And the book, oh my god, have it. Did I ever come across like not like a technique or you can even say a trick that once you do it, once you see it and you do it, you're like, oh my god, I wish I would have learned this like years ago, or I wish I could have known about this sooner. Ever that happened to you?
Yeah, I think that happened somewhat recently. Not gonna lie.
It happened recently to me too, because in the book, the main person who is like kind of teaching through like his commentary is a legendary Marvel artist by the name of John. Is it John Buscema? No, it's not John Buscema. John. Damn it! There's too many Johns at Marvel. Give me a sec. I'll be right. Actually, no. What am I doing? I can just look it up. I can look it up on the internet. What am I? What am I, stupid?
Yes.
That was rhetorical. It's not John Cena, Johnny. Oh, it was John
Cena.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was right. It was John Buscema. Oh, here, and just for the audience so they can see what the heck book I'm talking about, I'll show you the cover. There we go. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee. Although his name is just there for marketing, the real person is John Buscema. His name is not John the Game Buscema, Dr. Crow. Actually, I don't know if he got a fancy nickname. I know Stan got Stan the Man Lee. I don't know if John got anything. But the point is, there's a section all about drawing heads. And he kind of broke it down again to the fundamentals, where it's like, here, this is what you want to do first. Before you draw anything, draw a square with two lines, one going up and down and one going left and right.
You already lost me.
So I drew the square, and then in Buscema's commentary, he just like, all right, and here, look, you want your head to kind of cover this amount of surface area in the square, and around the midpoint, this is where you want to break to. This is where you want to stop for the neck, at the end, just all the basic shapes of the human head. And then I was doing this, I was like, oh my god, all of a sudden it all came to me of why it was kind of so tricky for me to draw a person's head. And now, because of that, literally just because of a square, Jack, just because of a square and some lines, I have a better idea of how the human head like works, at least for like from a fundamental point of view. I'm nowhere near to the point that I can be confident without using that method, but it's a great starting point. And I've already practiced drawing a man's head and a woman's head. And the woman's head's a little bit trickier, but I did it, and I got a little creative. Where it's like, I gotta give this woman a bob because I like bobs, and bobs are cute. More women.
Trickier. Oh, that's nothing too special.
What?
Like a woman trickier. That's all. Like, oh, that's nothing too surprising.
Oh, I see what you did.
That's what I meant to say.
I see what you did there. Not that type of bob, Johnny. Not that type of bob.
The bobs and vagine.
Also, hello, Ghetto. Hello. Okay, Dr. Crow says, a book about getting head. Actually, Dr. Crow, I know you're kind of dabbling into drawing yourself. I think this will be perfect, especially since you have your own little comics, and if you ever want to do your own few issues of Smoke and Mirrors or Red Squirrel, whatever. I think this is something if you don't already have it, this is probably be good for you. I know it'll be good for me because eventually, I want to improve enough to the point that it will be nice that I'll be able to draw Alex and Millie and have them do whatever I want them to do, and you can't stop me. You cannot stop
Hold on.
me.
Hold on. There you go.
That's right. I'm gonna make them have a tea party. I'm gonna draw them, as Dr. Gross said, eating a burger. But worst of all, I'm gonna draw them fully clothed. jokes aside, it's just something I have been doing on the side, and it just you know, I'll see how far I'll see how far it will take me. But I'm honestly, the most important thing is I am having fun with it, and I can finally you know, I can start to get into the habit of just sitting down, open up my sketchbook, do a few practice sketches of just everyday objects. Like yesterday, I sketched my arcade stick, and I sketched my laptop just because a lot of rectangular shapes. I practiced drawing hands, which that was actually also kind of useful to imagine hands as a bunch of squares and cylinders. You know, they're not perfect, but it's a good starting point. And just stuff like that. It was nice. It's kind of like a back at art school. It's like when not art school, but my like the 2 years I did art classes, and just reminded me of my time there. Dr. Crow is not euphemisms. It's my actual arcade stick and laptop. You sicko. You sicko. Besides, if I was gonna be technically obscene and absurd, I would have said joystick. But I didn't I? At least not in that context.
Ooh.
So ha to you, good sir.
He's right, you know.
Oh man. Let's see. What time do we got? You know what? I feel like we can end. I feel like we can start closing things off just a little bit early. Mostly for my sake. I did not sleep early last night.
Oh, look at this person. He's not doing adult things, sleeping on a good time. Yeah, I have to sleep early too.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling it now. I'm really feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I'm really feeling it. No, wait. No, it's not SpongeBob, Xenoblade. I'm really feeling it. The Monato's power. By the way, have you actually cracked? Oh, did I give you Xenoblade one time? Did I?
I did. Yeah, you did.
Have you?
I played it for a little bit, then I got lost, and then now I'm like having to restart again.
It happens to the best of us. I mean, no, it happens to all of us.
It's because like the whole. Literally, I was playing. One time when I was playing with Verm in winter, Fallout 76. Yes, I know Fallout 76, but it was there for the Game Pass, so I might as well. And every single time when we're trying to go from point A to point B, they would every now and then have to remind me, like, get back over here. We're going over here. And, like, yeah, but I saw this cool thing. Like, yes, you see a cool thing every 5 minutes. So, in all of that, it's just saying, I'm basically saying, I don't do well with
RPG.
open world.
I see. Because he gets distracted. He's got no focus. All right. Oh, excuse me. All right, Jack. Let's go ahead and do announcements. Tell me what you have in store for us until the next episode of excuse me, the Hack Jack Show.
So as everyone noticed, I have been feeling a bit better. I'm not 100%. I'm actually gonna be talking to my doctor tomorrow to see what's up. But other than that, I can, as you know, I can sit for longer periods of time. Woo! I'm not in pain.
Woo!
So I'll be continuing on with my streams as usual. Oh fuck. I will try my best to finish up some of the games I have, especially like Halo 2 campaign. I'm almost done with it. I only have like 5 more missions.
Neat.
Can you believe that?
Yes, I can, because you are a true gamer.
I'm a gamer.
Yes. Good. Continue on.
And I will be continuing on with Biomorph since that game is now out of the embargo. I can finally keep playing it. If I'm correct, the key that I got was the actual permanent key for the game, so I'll be finally able to play through the rest of the game. I don't know how much there is. I hope there is a lot. I have really good expectations about this one.
All right. And as for me, nothing new in terms of brand new announcements. There will be no stream this weekend. I will do another stream next weekend after. And unfortunately, I will put out there in front. This month is going to be pretty busy for me in terms of personal life. Basically, I'm moving again, so I will not be able to really focus on doing YouTube content because I will be focusing on my own my own living space. So that will be fun. So with all that said, thank you very much for watching episode 179 of the Hack Jack Show. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and for everyone watching this after the live show. Thank you for watching as well, and hopefully you get to share our channel around for everyone. Help us grow, and we appreciate any support and viewership that you give. So with that, let's officially sign off. This is Hack and Jack. Sign off.
Good night, everyone.